morning. This is Rev Zo. This is a very auspicious time. This is the month of Durga. Hails from the continent of India, but it's more of a psychological state. This idea of the divine as mother. It is my background. It is from where I hail from, this tradition. Not India, but this tradition. And specifically the face of the Divine Mother as Kali. There's many faces to the divine. There's many faces to the divine as feminine, just as there's many faces of the divine as masculine. It's all the same energy. It's just a matter of what you need and what you see at any given time. In other words, I like to, in my homely way of describing it, Kali is the Shiva's sweater inside out, you know? So when you look at Ma Kali, you often see her standing upon Lord Shiva. But as you make that a place of meditation, it could go both ways. Does he grow out of her, or does she grow out of him? Usually it's she comes out of him, meaning the Shakti comes out of the Shiva. The Shiva depends on the Shakti, and the Shakti depends on the Shiva. Or the Prakriti comes out of the Purusha, and the Purusha is the support for the Prakriti. It's, all this language gets pretty broken down, but the idea is that they are the same. They appear as different because of our attachment to a profound dedication to duality. You know, the reason why I love and have devoted my life in the grace of God to Ma Kali specifically is because she is so lovable. I've sort of taken on a big behemoth to talk about Ma Kali. I realize I changed my train of thought. I'm trying to I've been ordered on high just to keep it about the love of Ma Kali. There's so much misunderstanding about Ma. So many presumptions. I may get a little sassy as usual, addressing the misconceptions, especially when you love something as much as Ma Kali, like your own mother. You may get a little, let's say, protective, to say the least. But then, who does she need my protection? You know, Vivekananda's got a great story of that. One of the many pillages of, in this case, the Muslims, many moons ago, pillaged some temples in northern India and destroyed some figurines of Ma. I think I'm getting this right. Or that there was another onslaught of the Muslim, pillage. Everyone has their turn. There's been a lot of that. There's fundamentalism in every tradition. It's just part of human nature. In this case, it was our Islamic brothers going crazy. And anyway, Vivekananda Swamiji, defended, "I will protect you, mother," from this onslaught about having the statues ruined or such. And she spoke to him like, "Dude, son, who protects who?" So if Swamiji can get protective and then be called out, then by God, who am I not to also admit I have that same feeling? And who am I to not immediately throw myself at the ground and apologize for even thinking that she needs my protection or defense? That being so, I also have to, because it's a funny little line, I have to speak to it a little bit, or I wouldn't be paying homage to her. So it's all a matter of degree. Many moons ago, in San Francisco, I had a very earnest, for the most part, woman, not a young woman, middle age, whatever, established person. I've had, God bless people. She came in, I was with the good doctor session, and she came in, it wasn't her earnestness I was addressing. It's a tricky thing to work with people, because I see the earnestness, but I'm seeing the corrosion around it, and that's what I'm addressing. So if ever Mother uses me as a sword, that's what we're addressing. Not the earnestness, but the corrosion that's blocking full access. And in this case, this woman came in, and she was, I have to deal with a lot of this. That's fine. She's very competitive. They come to see, get some assistance, and then they want to compete. People do this in their marriages. Well, why wouldn't they do that with somebody who's trying to serve them? Anyway, she came in all on her high horse about some new sexy book around the sacred, so-called sacred feminine, at the time. And it was the way in which she came. And you have to understand, I'm not new to this, right? And I'm also not new to Mother, and I know how she uses me. And you too, as you devote more of your life to her, if you so choose, she'll use you in many different ways. Anyway, this woman came in on her high horse telling me all about the Divine Mother and Kali and going off and how I should read this book. And yes, I'm sure there was a part of my own human ego involved, but you have to understand, very little is left in these moments. I can't explain it to you. Perhaps you've been on the receiving end of it. It's very neutral, and I know when my ego is taken on. But anyway, before I could even say anything, I came down on her, probably harder than I've ever come down. Because again, it wasn't the earnestness; it was the misunderstanding, misuse of who Kali Ma is. And God bless this woman where she is. Let's just sort of say it was a matter of moments as she went running out of the office, and we've never seen her again. But I trust that, I know for a fact she's in good hands. But that being said, the reason why we came down, and the reason why I have to speak to it for a little bit here this morning, is that Mother is not only accessible by women. She is not an attaché. She is not an accessory to your feminist hysteria, all the extreme versions of trying to prove the superiority of women. She is au contraire. She is not on board with that, nor is she on board with everything turning into your sexual satisfaction. It's not to say that is not okay, but please, that is not her role to make sure that you have access to your sexuality. She is not just Shakti of your own sexuality. She is the Shakti. She is the energy behind this voice that's speaking, behind this needle that's moving on my screen. She is behind the breath before I breathe it. She's in the engine of the trash man behind me. She is behind the gas that allows the engine to move. She is behind my heart rate, behind the beat before it beats. She is in the rising sun. She is in the center of the sun and the energy bringing the sun in the sky. She's so much bigger. And pardon me, perhaps this is where the human part is coming through. It hurts when people misunderstand her, misuse her, limit her. She's not your bitch. That being said, you can go to her and be utterly yourself. You can rage. You can open up. You can even what do you say? Spill your heart open and take her to task. Of all the deities, of all the faces of the Divine Mother can handle it. But don't kid yourself. Educate yourself. Know who it is you're going to. All the faces of the Lord have a particular unique flavor, and they're attracting a particular type person. There's a quality to her. Educate yourself. Perhaps I can offer up something here this morning. This is my little homage to do so. It doesn't mean that if you did approach her with ignorance that there's a problem or you're going to be punished. But at the point that you do educate yourself and you do continue to go there, well then I can't. You're on your own. Good luck with that. Once you have understanding and an education or a slight understanding of how to approach her, and you don't honor that, no bueno for you. That's all I got to say. Back to what she is and how come she's my all and my everything. She's the energy behind my hand that's squeezing my fingers right now. She's in the contraction of the muscles. She's in that right little pinky that I can feel scrunched up in my right shoe, and that I'm opening up the energy, the consciousness to be aware of it. That is Mother. The willingness to open it, that is Mother. The breeze that you can't see in the trees right now coming through the door, that is Mother. That is Shakti. It is not just about your sexual energy. Thank you for your patience on this. I am deeply devoted to helping people understand Ma Kali. And know everybody has access to Ma, regardless of the appearance of somebody or where they're from, what country they're from, what language they're from, what hang-ups they have. She is the goddess of the lowly and the wicked and the righteous and the fortunate. She is the goddess for men and women. No one is above Ma Kali. And here's some humble advice. In addition to finding out about her, if you're not ready to truly understand humility, if you're not truly ready to have your prayers answered, if there's any question, if there's any doubt in your mind, then hold back. Go to a different face of the divine. I'm serious. I'm not being coy. Know thyself. Know your limits. You do not want to be playing prideful with Mother at any level. Even unconsciously. I take it from me. I've learned the hard way, and I'm grateful for those lessons. Pay special attention when you are trying to muscle through something and you hear a little voice that says, pause, daughter or son, and you continue to do it because you promised you'd do it. That is prideful, and that takes a while to understand and practice the nuance behind that and challenging yourself out of your laziness. There is a distinction there. If you're not ready for the big guns, if you're not ready for real assistance, well then hold back. I'm dead serious, if you want your hand held, if you want someone to wait at the door for you while you get your things together, while you get your nails done and your hair prepped and your beard trimmed, whatever that means on the psychic level, well then don't call on Mother. Don't call on Ma Kali. Call on Lakshmi. Call on Mother Mary. Lalita. Call on another quality of Mother. Do not call on Ma Kali. When you see Ma, most people when they see Ma, are terrified or horrified or slightly amused. Those are all signs that you want to be very, very, very cautious and take the time to get to know her. If you're still seeing her as horrifying and scary, pause. That's part of the process. What you're seeing is your own ego. When we see Ma Kali as horrifying and scary, it is directly revealing the nature of your ego. We are seeing our own horror, our own terror. At the point when you see her all-consuming love, when she becomes resplendent light, that means there's less of you. When you can see her love, when you'd rather bury your face in her feet, when she's the only person, the only one you run to, because that's true love. Well, all I can say is good for you, and it's only by her grace. The love of Ma is like nothing you'll ever taste or see from anything in form. No human mother, no male father, no boyfriend, no husband, no wife, no friend, no animal can exude the love of Ma Kali. So when you come to Ma, know that you're going to your very source. The thing behind everything that you equate as yourself is hers. It is her. No, she's not the energy behind you when you're throwing a fit, demanding your needs in your sexual realms or when you're getting in touch with your anger. She may be the inspiration to get you in touch with your egoic nature, but don't hang on to that and don't limit her. She's not the energy behind justifying your rage. Please, please, don't belittle yourself and don't belittle her and don't get stuck there. That's just the entry point. She is the gatekeeper of your very liberation. Do not play light with Mother. Do not play coy with Mother. Use rawness. It's you-ness. You better get ready to fucking rumble if you ask for Ma Kali's help. No, she doesn't wait for you at the door. I heard an inspiring talk last week from one of my seniors, wonderful Pravajika, who's like a female Swami, unfortunate comparison, but just so get the point across. And she gave this example at the door, so I am paying homage to her, and I'm adding my 2 cents to it. And this is where I'm going to add my 2 cents. If you go to Ma Kali for anything with a genuine heart, will be prepared. No, she doesn't wait for you at the door. This is my 2 cents now. She doesn't wait for your nails to get done and your hair to get coiffed and for you to feel better. No, she'll pull you by your hair. And if your foot is a trouble, if it's not in the shoe, she's going to cut your foot off and get you through that threshold. She's not going to wait for you to feel comfortable. She's not going to wait for you to give the gracious smile. That's how fiercely loving she is. And she'll be there in 2 seconds of a nanosecond. My personal goal every day is to bottom out every single moment of every single day at some level and to remember that I am not in charge. My only goal waking up is, may I remember you, Mother. And when I don't, may your grace remind me that it's only you. No, when you go to Ma Kali, you better be ready. Do not go lightly, but go wholly. Go full tilt boogie. She's in your hand when you reach for the egg in the refrigerator or when you put the egg back down. She's in the half-eaten chicken that you forgot about, that you can't fully eat. You got too big a chicken. She's in the corner that you accidentally hit with your laptop computer and chipped off the paint. the energy that chipped the paint off is Shakti. She's in the incredible bowel movement that you had. Yes, down to that level. You better be thanking your lucky stars, man. Like, I'm trying to expand your perception, man. Like, don't you realize the only reason you're here listening, the only reason I'm blabbing is because of her? Man, I promised myself I'd stay calm, but I just, it's not anger. It's in something. It's like this intensity. I can't explain, people. It's just the way it is. Probably part of it is the accumulation of many weeks of musing on wanting to talk to you about my beloved Ma Kali, because her puja's Saturday. Like I said, this is her month, Durga's month, who's the more benign, all-encompassing face of Mother Divine. And I have my father, my stepfather, who's my pop, to thank for bringing me to Ma Kali. Very young age, early adolescent, like I said, 14. So he gave me Vivekananda's poem to Ma Kali, and he said, Zo, no matter what, you memorize this. And I did, and I say it every single day, sometimes more than once. And here it is. Listen to it. Notice how you respond to it. The stars are blotted out. Clouds are covering clouds. It is darkness. Vibrant sonnet. In the roaring, ruling wind are the souls of a million lunatics just loose from the prison house, wrenching trees by the roots, sweeping all from the path. The sea joins the fray and whirls up mountain waves to reach the pitchy sky. The flash of lurid light reveals on every side the thousand shades of death begrimed and black, scattering plagues and sorrows. Dancing mad with joy, come, mother, come. For terror is thy name, death is in thy breath, and every shaking step destroys a world forever. Thou time, the all-destroyer. Come, mother, come. Who dares misery love and hug the form of death? Dance and destruction's dance. To him the mother comes. What does that mean? It has everything in there. The reality of this place, the reality of her. It has renunciation. It has the complete reckoning with what ego is. Ego is the source of the law of karma, death, life, pleasure, sorrow. Swamiji's not pulling any punches in that poem. I have said this poem, hundreds of times now. Certain things open up and insights open up. She is the primal cause behind everything. Mother, you are the savior. Another one. Mother, you are the savior. You're beyond all cause. I know, Mother, you bestow your mercy on the poor and remove unmovable misery and great distress. You are in water and on land. Oh, Mother, you are the cause. You are the one primal cause behind all creation. You are the substratum of all three gunas. With form and without form, you reside in all hearts and in all eyes. You are the Satya and the Gayatri. You alone are the support of the universe. You take us and lead us across the ocean of the shoreless world. You are the delight in the heart of the ever-existing Shiva. She is in the head that is bowing. She is in the mouth that is laughing. This is me speaking. She's in the energy of the door that you're slamming because he's fucking somebody else. She is in the tears coming down your face as she says that she no longer wants to be married to you. She's in the inspiration that's coming through the hand of the artist that's been blocked for 5 years. She is the painting itself. She's the inspiration. Ma Kali is in the eyes that are blinking at you as they're saying, will you marry me? She's in the bottle that you're holding upside down that there's no more milk in. She was in the cow that made the milk. She's in the fucking vow you make that you're never going to the church again. She's in the candle that you blow out. She's in the breath that blows the candle out. She's in the cash that you think God have in your purse to pull out and pay for the groceries. She's in the bitter clerk taking the cash at the grocery store who's probably been working as a poor fuck in this job for 40 years and is married to some poor fuck and has kids they don't love. That's Ma Kali. She's in the wrinkles on your face. She's in your asshole. She's in the dirt under your nails. She's in the liner that doesn't come off from your eyes from a hard night rocking and rolling. She's in your STDs that have popped up out of the blue after 20 years because you got an issue of boundaries and she loves you so much that she's trying to rein you in so you can take inventory and find out where the hell you're putting your energy and do you have any self-respect? No. She doesn't judge. She loves, man, and she's going to work it in a way that you can't expect or understand. No, Ma Kali's love is like nothing you will ever understand. And I'm not even trying to sell you on her. I don't need to. I was just going to talk about my love of Ma Kali. She's in the inspiration to say this is enough. And if you don't hear it, if you don't listen, especially if you are saying you pay homage to her, well, then she's going to come in a different way. Do not play light with Mother. You come with her to reverence and respect that you have for no other living being. In fact, there's no level of respect or homage that you can give to Mother. The greatest sacrifice is your ego on a daily basis. Because you know what, ladies and germs? You got to want your freedom. Here's the thing with Ma Kali. She is the great liberator. From the smallest thing to the greatest thing. She's the one who changes your eyes from seeing this place from a hell realm to the bliss of her ever greatest creation. She is Maya. She is samsara. And you better make amends with her if you want to see anything else. If you want to have real liberation. If you want to see nirvana. She holds the key. And here's the thing, ladies and germs. If you're earnest and sincere, the love that you will feel on a daily basis is insurmountable, unquenchable. And she'll always be there. She will never, ever, 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 ever forsake you. For she is you. And she also has a wicked sense of humor. I don't really know where to end. I think that was just an opening. I think I'll pause and come back. Thank you.